Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. So I just wanted to make something that's really simple, really easy, and really fast. If you have friends over, you don't really know how to cook, or don't have any ideas, I've got this great recipe. My friend Rebecca gave me the recipe, so we've always called it Pasta Rebecca. It's really versatile. You can use different ingredients. What I did today was I chopped up some red and green peppers because it's what I had, and some onions. So I prepped all that because I figured you guys probably don't want to watch me chop onions. I also prepped the pasta, and I cooked the sausage already, so this should go pretty quickly. Anyway, so first thing we're going to do is get the pan hot, and turn that down a little bit. We're going to use a little bit of olive oil. So olive oil and coconut oil are really your most healthy oils as far as being readily acceptable. Where you can find it easily is what I mean to say. There's other healthy oils as well, grapeseed, etc. But today I'm using olive oil. So once that heats up, we're just going to toss in the peppers and the onions. I'm going to put them in all together. And we're going to get them so that they have a nice little caramelization on them. So get those bad boys in there rocking and rolling. So a little shout out to Rebecca for this one because this is a great little recipe. It's really easy and tastes really good. A lot of people have asked how it's made, so I'm showing you the very simple way. So while this is heating up, I should cover it. I'm going to come over here and we're going to slice the sausage. So I cooked the sausage for probably about 25 minutes or so. You can use whatever kind of sausage you want. Regular sausage, like Italian sausage, sweet or hot is fine. Chicken sausage is how she showed me how to do it. There's turkey sausage, whatever you want. You can use another kind of meat. You can make a whole different meal altogether if you want. But I've just chosen to use hot Italian sausage for this one. So just sliced up, nice and simple. Doesn't have to be perfect. Nice and easy. I hear the peppers and onions getting started over there too. So once that's all done, and once the peppers and onions are almost done, we're going to add in some garlic. I like to use fresh garlic, but sometimes I just use the stuff in the jar because it's simple and easy and fast. And that's what we're going for here. Alright. Take a look at here. I don't want to stir these up too much because I want them to get that nice, that spotty black on them. So just kind of break them up a little bit. Now, you can cut these into long strips. You can cut them into tiny little pieces, dice them up small. I chose to do chunky because it just kind of goes really well with this dish. I found made it all different ways, and this way I found really is the most delicious for my personal liking, but you do it any way that you want to. For our pesto, I'm using store-bought, but pesto is pretty simple to make if you have the ingredients and if you have like a food processor or a blender. It's basically basil, olive oil, Parmesan cheese, pine nuts a lot of people use, and garlic. So you can make that yourself. I'm not doing that because, again, this is going to be easy, quick, and cheap. So this was purchased from the grocery store. And give these some time to do their thing. I don't really want to cook them till they're too soft. I'd like them to still be a little bit firm. You can smell it already. But you can cook them however you want. If you want them more soft, go for it. It's all on you. So while that's cooking, I'll tell you, tomorrow we're doing a makeup tutorial. A friend of ours is coming over, and we're going to do some eyes. So we're doing some makeup tips for the Bro-Co. Coming at you tomorrow. Hopefully not too early in the morning, because we're going to be up pretty late tonight. As you can see, it's 10:45 p.m. and I'm cooking. Anyway, alright, so let's see here. Let's throw some of that garlic in there. So So the trick with your pesto, one thing that I've made a mistake with before and I've learned is you don't cook pesto. It's the last thing that's added and it's warmed by the warmth of the food that you just cooked. If you cook it, it's going to separate, the oil's going to absorb into what you're making, and it's definitely not going to have that same rich, creamy consistency that you're looking for. We're getting there. Starting to see the color changing on that. It's not rocket science, we're just frying peppers and onions. Okay, so we'll give that another, it needs another 2 minutes or so. So our cameraman today, he's shaking his head no, but he's a good friend of mine who I coerced into doing this at 10:47 at night, so thank you. We also have our assistant chef here, who's always on board. No one cleans up after my cooking better than that one right there. She looks thrilled. She's hoping a piece of sausage drops down for her or something. Looking good. So for the pasta, I just did bow ties. You can really do any kind of pasta, but the way Rebecca showed me was with bow ties, and I really like that, so I've kind of stuck with that. I think we did it once with a penne. It was alright. So ultimately what you're seeing is like a sort of like sausage and peppers. That's basically what we're cooking here. But we're jazzing it up, making it a pasta dish. Some people would use a red sauce. I like the idea of using a pesto. It's a little different. Adds a nice little flavor to it. With this one, I don't add any additional salt because the pesto already has a lot of salt content to it. So I'm not even sure if salt is added, but I know the Parmesan cheese really adds a lot of that salt flavor. Which, by the way, is a good substitute for salt if you want to salt things up and be a little more heart healthy. A little Parmesan cheese does the trick. Looking good. So I'd probably serve this with like a nice crusty bread. One of these videos, eventually I'd like to, I'm going to wait until Rebecca is here and we're going to make some bread, homemade, nice and simple, and she can teach us a few tricks because she's really good at it. I've made bread a couple times, but I tried hers and it was phenomenal, so I'd rather she's here for that one. Do a lot of shaking of the pan too. It's kind of like a, I don't know if it's any good, it's just how I do things. So it looks like that's about ready. Again, if you like them cooked down a little bit more, go for it. Cook them down a little bit more. I have in times past added bourbon to this. I've added beer to it. Just little things that give it a little bit more body. I'm big on adding body to foods, and you'll definitely hear me using that term a lot if you follow any of these videos. Alright, so that's looking good. It's smelling good. Now we're going to throw the sausage in. Let that heat up. Let that dance around for a second in there. Love it. This is when things get real sexy right here. So once this is just kind of warm, then we are almost done. I have another recipe from the same person, and we call it Chicken Rebecca. Excuse me. And it's really awesome. It's a real version of sweet and sour chicken. It's so much better than what you get at those takeout places. So I don't know, we might have to do a double video that day when she's here and just make everything and get them out there for you guys. Alright, so last but not least, let's get this in here. Pour all that pesto in. And actually, for this amount of pasta, I probably would want to do a little bit more pesto than what I've got here, but this is what I had, so we're making it work on the reel. Give that a stir. Yeah, because it's not dark green, that real green, oily consistency that I'm looking for, but it looks pretty darn good. So it'll help once we get the juices from the pan in there too. So I'm going to just put some freshly cracked black pepper. All this stuff is optional. You really don't have to add anything else. It's already loaded with flavor at this point. The peppers, the onions, the pesto are very, very flavorful. A little extra green parsley. That's just for fun. Doesn't add any flavor to it, to this dish anyway. Nothing distinguishable. So I'm adding some more basil. Obviously this is loaded with basil already, but we're making sort of like a punk-ass version of pesto in here. So there's some garlic. Again, not necessary. Don't feel like you have to keep track of the ingredients. And I'm adding Parmesan. So I pretty much added most of the ingredients that are in pesto to that. And I guess we'll call that just like stretching out our pesto sauce that we have in there. There we go. So that's looking pretty good. Ready for this? Easy as can be. Boom. Get all that in there. If you wanted to deglaze the pan with some white wine or something, you could, but we're probably not going to get that fancy. Stir to incorporate. You're going to have a nice colorful dish here as the end result. Alright. And we'll top it with a little Parmesan cheese, just for the fun of it. All set. There it is. Pasta Rebecca. Thanks, guys. Look forward to doing some more of these. Take care.